Hi y'all, welcome to today's video. Well, today, I am decluttering my Pat Mcgrath palettes. This is Pat Mcgrath palette number 10, and here are the shades. This is the color story, and I will tell you that the last video I did, I will link it down below, is the Mothership one. I am keeping that one. And I will probably keep this one as well. Just because 1 and 10, I can tell you right off the bat, are my favorites. So I am going to do one eye with one look and the other eye with another look. So grab your brushes, grab your palettes. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all. I will post up pictures next to me. So I will do like the makeup looks, the eye looks that I usually do on one eye, and then the other eye look that I usually do on the other eye with this palette. I will tell you that these palettes retail for $128 a piece. These palettes are not cheap by any means. So I am going to go into this bottom dark shade. So those of you that have never had a Pat Mcgrath palette, are interested in Pat Mcgrath per se, I suggest 5-pan palettes. I have 2 of them. These are the color stories. So I would look into one of these. This is Bronze Bliss. This is Nude Allure. So I would look into purchasing one of those before you spend the money of a Pat Mcgrath Mothership palette. That would be my suggestion. Now I'm going to go next to that with the almost like a burgundy tan color. This palette is super neutral, and that's why I like it. You have the payoff, you have the normal Pat Mcgrath payoff, which is why I like it, but it's neutral. So this palette, prior to maybe 6 months ago, hence when I started YouTube, prior to 6 months ago, this is the palette I took to weddings. I am going to go into the bottom plum, and I'm going to go into the crease with this. And I'm just going to stay here until I get all the pigment off of the brush. And then I'm going to gently move above my crease. So I stayed in my crease right here because I have hooded eyes. And then I'm going to gently move above it. So it leaves a little space in between here. But this, whether I raise my eyebrow, look down, relax, whatever, I still have a crease. So this is the palette. I'm using whatever's left over on that dark shade. This is the palette I would always take to weddings. Just to, this is what I would use, on myself, bridesmaids, other things like that. Because it's neutral, but it's profound, but it's night, sultry, schmexy, all the things. So this was always in my arsenal. I'm going to go in the top left, and I am going to go underneath the brow. And this, I'm just, I'm blending with that line just to diffuse it, but not much. Just enough to diffuse that line. Now, I am going to go in with a packing brush. And I am going to go in with that, tan gold color. And I'm going to blend that in. And I'm going to go up to the crease. And I'm just trying to stay like here in the center, maybe 3/4, but not by much. And I'm going to leave a little bit open here, just a little bit. I need to touch this up. Okay, so now I am going to go in with that bright silver shade in the bottom corner. And y'all, this, like her Mothership palettes, yes, are they worth it? If you like the color story. Only if you like the color story. Are they worth it if you don't? No. Are they worth it to have in your collection? No. No, they are not. Okay, so now I'm going to go underneath the eye with the center, like top center shade. And that's like a dark, like bronze. And it's like a shimmer. And I'm just going to stay under here and just blend. Okay, so that eye is done. Now, I am going to go into a completely separate different color. Well, the same color that I used in the center over here. I'm going to go on the outer corner over here. And I'm just going to pack it on. Now, I am going to go in the crease with that transition shade, which is the top left, which is the same shade as over here. I'm going to go over here. And this is like a much brighter shade, or look, I should say. Like this is much more daytime, in my opinion, much more daytime. So I'm just blending the two. So now I'm going to take a packing brush and I am going to go into that like weird Mothership purple plum thing. And this is such a weird color, but it's so awesome. And Pat Mcgrath, at least in my palettes, her glitters are chunky. Like they are not Nomad. They are not Blend Bunny. They are not Melt. Like these are not indie brands. Like the indie brands that I feature on my channel, 99% of the time, these are not that type of glitters. These are not that type of formula. These are chunky. These girls had junk in their trunk. Just saying. Now, I am going to go into that gold or bronze, which is the top right-hand corner. And I am just going to pack this on the inner corner and wrap it. Just like that. So you have two totally different colors. Like this, I would say is daytime. This, I would say is nighttime. So up here, like at the top, I'm still going to go into that silver just under the brow to make it pop. Just because it's, you know, me, FashFab, and I like 2016 makeup. I like 2017 makeup. So yeah, still going to do it. So I still have both, but the center and the inner corner is different. Much different. So underneath this, I'm going to go in with that darker color. And I am just going to blend this in this lower lash line. And then I'm just going to feather it out to make it a wing. And just blend and feather. So you tell me which one you like. Like this one, I will put eyeliner on. This one I will too, but not as much. So I love both eyes. Like I would wear both eyes 6 ways to Sunday. I love them both, but I love this palette. So this is one of the Pat Mcgrath palettes I am not decluttering. But let me tell you, there is more Mothership palettes to go, girl. A lot of money to be poured down that drain. Sure is. Anywhoosies. Let me finish the eyes. Hold on to your butts. Here's the finished look. Here is the nighttime look. And I have a wing and a bold lash. Here is the daytime look, which I just tight lined my top lash and did a really thin liner and a small lash. And I did brown eyeliner on the under eye on both. So yeah, it all depends on what kind of look you want. Me, I would wear this in the daytime. But that's me. And then at nighttime, I would probably add black here. And I would probably bring up the black up in this corner. And I would add some dark browns. But this eye, yeah. So this palette is a Neutral Lover's Dream. It's Pat McGrath Mothership 10. I am definitely keeping. So yeah, I love it. But like I said, it's $128. So I mentioned that Mothership palettes, Pat McGrath, that her glitters are chunky. Well, I also mentioned in a video a couple days ago, I believe. I will also link that one down below. To take the chunky glitters off with tape. Like household sticky tape. Well, yup, packing tape. And I'll show you how I do it. I take a piece off. And I do not put it on my lashes. But this is stronger than like your average Scotch tape. So I just take it and I kind of guesstimate. And I kind of fold it to where like the non-sticky sides are like touching. And I take it and I close my eye because I don't want this on my lashes. You do not want this on your lashes. It doesn't matter what kind of tape. And I place this on here and I press it in and I hold it to the warmth of my skin. And sometimes it takes a few seconds, sometimes it doesn't. And then I just lift up and it's off. All of that glitter is off. Now I can go in with my cleansing balm. So it's not going to get in my eye. It's not going to get in your guys' contacts, or like if you're sensitive to makeup or things like that. It's all here. It's all right here. So yeah, there's a tip. I would try to get your hands on the 5-pan palettes. They're so much cheaper than the Motherships, just to get a taste of the formula. Anywhoosies, I hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, share, go out and do something kind for somebody. And I'll see you in my next video.